All right, hopefully we should be good. We are back. We did the time-lapse video. We'll try to figure out how to edit everything in. I went ahead and got this piece welded up. I still got to finish a couple loose ends on that, but we have the plasma cutter hooked up right now. I need to come down here and plasma cut this little hole in here. Oh, get my little, I was playing with my vape pen and making smoke come out of the exhaust because I'm weird. So right now I'm going to climb in here and I'm going to plasma cut this one hole and open it on up. So can I get a glove? I don't know what turn that off.
I am.
Oh, we need it to cut. We need it to cut. We need it to cut. We have to have it on the cut.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we do.
So, alright. And grab me just one glove real quick. Yep. So, didn't think about that, but the compressor needs to be running.
Yeah, I want to.
So let me make this cut real quick, and then we'll shut everything back down. I'm not looking forward to this. Definitely ain't gonna be the prettiest cut. I just don't have a lot of room in here. When in doubt, just use the plasma cutter as a hammer. Like, it's not pretty, but you'll never see it. So, I'll just clean it up with a grinder a little bit. And don't burn your feet, because that's not fun, it hurts. Oh, my little hands are cramping. Alright. See how quiet it is when... Well, like I said, plasma cutter makes a good hammer too. I'm almost done. Do this last little bit here. Just kind of wash. This, I tell you, this has been the best tool. This is another great tool. It has totally paid itself off again. Special shout out to Austin for hooking us up with the plasma cutter. That turned out great, especially when we're in the market of buying one, and then we get a phone call that says he's got one. All right, the little aluminum piece, we could shut the plasma all down again.
I would say we're done with it.
Yeah, pull the airline so it stops shutting on. Turn it on. So I got the little manifold thing. So it's a really tight fit to get the dual wastegates flanges, and the T6 flange is huge. It's tight getting it up in here. So let's get a gasket, and I'm gonna do the same thing again. I'm just gonna bolt it. So I'm gonna, since we were missing a little bit of hardware, I'm just gonna do 2 bolts on it again, but it's safe to say that she's gonna be staying on there. We'll just swap the bolts out. So grab it right under there. Let me look at it. We'll get a good close-up before we install it. I think it looks cool. So that's gonna be, I'm building this whole thing in a setup to where if we needed to remove the bed or something retarded, or for some odd reason, we just drop these 2 V-bands, pull the oil lines in the charge pipe, and this whole assembly will come out with the bed. I didn't want to do it that way. I wanted to be continuous to a flex pipe to the headers, but I'm not going to be able to fish all this up in there. And if I have to do any kind of repairs, I want to be able to get all my stuff. If we wanted to sell this vehicle down the road or something, I want the next person to be able to appreciate, you know, the maintenance on this thing. I don't want people to have to fight anything, especially myself.
Yeah, user friendly was super important to us.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and feed this guy up through. It's tricky. It has to go in. Hold on. So get it in like that, and then you go like, oh, there you go. Look at that. That went right in there with no fighting whatsoever.
No,
That's nice.
good.
I like when it does that. Nice tight fit. That's for dang sure. So I'm gonna shove a bolt up in here. Lift up on your end. All right, hold it right there a second. Oh, my foot was burning. It's all right. It's just burning the shop shoes though. I'm smart now. I'm doing a lot better on my budgeting. Before I used to wear $120 Air Maxes in here and buy shop shoes that were $120. Talking about being an idiot. You know how much I wish I had all that back right now? That's dumb. $30 Walmart. And these are some jam up shoes too. They don't say Nike on it or nothing like that, but boy, they feel just like a good set of New Balance, man. Speaking of New Balance, I'm probably going to get a pair just for driving this truck around. Yeah. People are going to be like, what in the world is that? And I'm like, it's slow. That's all I'm going to tell them. It's slow. Couple turns on that guy. And everything, it's like everything on this is so tight that it pretty much, you can hear that gasket crushing. All right, now to install a wastegate. I like these new wastegates they come up with. They have the old style. Look, even putting it on, look how you got to just see.
It's nice.
So old wastegates were all diaphragms, and it was common to have a diaphragm fail. So they've definitely upped their game. All right, I gotta have a nut. Oh, it's on the ground. I dropped it.
Again?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah, I dropped it. Here. Upside down. Turn it over. There you go. Because it bottoms out before it tightens.
Gotcha.
Tight. As tight as you can. Yeah. That'll work. Okay. If you want to set the TIG welder back up so I can finish the couple little welds on that.
Yep.
I'll get these mounted. So what I was saying before, the old style wastegates had diaphragms on them. And the diaphragm would fail. It'd rip, tear, whatever, leak. And you'd have wastegate failure. So these are the new improved. It's the cylinder in there, and there's a couple O-rings around this cylinder. So this is a piston-driven wastegate. Little more industrial, a little stronger, a little more trustworthy. So I had a tile wastegate to put on here, and I went to dual wastegates. And tile is still, the one I bought's probably a year, maybe close to 2 years old. It could have been a year old when I bought it last year, so it would be technically considered, outdated. And it showed because I tried to buy a second one, and I couldn't get them. They only had like the new gen, the Gen 3 or something like that. And that wasn't going to work for me. So we ended up going with these Summit gates, and hopefully they'll work. I mean, it's a piston driven, so it's not really easy to have failure on them. I wouldn't say it's easy. It's just probably not common. Okay. So now that those are welded up, or those are installed, I weld up the last little, oh, it wasn't a 10 mil. You're good. All right. So I'll weld these last couple ones up. Don't mind the hair. Okay.
Yeah.
Turn her down real quick. Maybe I can just fuse and get away with that. No ground. Oh, we're good. Oh, we're good. Oh, she's fusing.
We didn't turn the gas off last time, I guess. I forgot to turn it on. But it looks good.
Oh, beautiful. It's so pretty. It looks good, man. It's not bad. You didn't miss very many spots. Let's see. I see.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even catch the one before that. I see it. Not that spot, but look at this spot. Right there.
Yeah.
Little tiny spot there. She welded up. And then that spot where we won't talk about that spot.
No. No, that one doesn't even exist in like 2 seconds.
And she's all buttoned up right there. You can't even tell. Can't even tell. It ain't the prettiest, but man, I don't think that's gonna matter when this thing's just a whop, 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 whop down the road, you know? And then people are gonna be like, what on earth? What in the world is that thing? I was thinking about getting a tag. Well, originally I was gonna get a tag that said David Allen because it's a Co. So David Allen Co. I thought it was gonna say DVD ALL or ALAN or whatever it is gotta be, David Allen. And then I was like, you know what? How about a tag that just says dang? That's what I'm gonna do. Just a little dab. Gonna dab it in. Just dab it in. Give it a little dab. Dab, dab, dabaroo. All right. So I wish we would have started all this documenting from the very beginning so we could help other people out there build these vehicles also.
That would have
There's
been
just
awesome.
not enough. I can't find a single video that's like installing or building or fabricating custom doors or molding. It's tough, man, finding this stuff. There's more searching than anything, and then I don't get nowhere. I always end up on Facebook talking to everybody else. Yeah. Shoot, I really got to get on there and order that. But first, let me check Instagram. Oop. All right. Had a little fisheye right there. Had to get rid of that.
Right here, too.
Right where? Oh, I could get that one from right here. Yeah, got a little spot here.
I'll be my own critic.
No, that's all good. Definitely don't need a big, massive fireball coming out of that little tiny hole. Right? Oh, there's a little bit of dirt in that one. That's probably where you touched and the tungsten's a little stuck in there.
Yeah.
It's okay. Rubbin's racing anyways, so.
Oh, it's a learning process.
Last little bit over here. Another thing that if you guys are fabricating exhaust systems and stuff like that, another good habit to get into is like taping your vise off when you clamp all this material into your vise, because the jaws are carbon. So they can rust it. They'll get little scratches, and them little scratches, they'll get steel and carbon down in there, and you'll get your rust. But we probably will get a little bit of rust on this, but it's ours, man. I don't know. I guess I cutting corners, would you say? But it used to be taped up. Just the tape burns away once you're welding all the dang time. And there's one little spot right there. It's pretty good weld up. It's not bad at all. A little spot. I'll just fuse this guy. Normally I don't fuse. Normally I'm adding wire to all my welds. I'm not a fan of fusing, but it's a good learning. It's a good way to learn, you know. And if it doesn't strike on the first one, just touch the tungsten to the surface without pressing the pedal, and then pull it away, and then press the pedal, and it'll weld. You'll hear, I see a little spot here. Yep. All right. Little spot right there.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm doing now is just getting all these little start and stops that got some fish eyes in it. Oh, see, touch it. There it goes. Yep. Roll up the flange, weld up the flange, and this puppy will be ready. Yep. All right, now I'll weld this flange up. I don't even remember why I touched it. That's why they always say it's good to wear gloves. They don't say that because they want to. Let's see.
Yeah. Even hold it.
You like that? I'm so used to like working by myself and stuff. Like, well, lately I haven't. Christina's always been helping me. That's aluminum. Ooh, I'm glad I
Where's
caught that.
I had 2 sticks right there.
I burned them all.
Oh, joking.
Yeah, being a self-fabricator, working alone in the shop, you always find ways. You always find ways to make it work. Clamps and whatnot. I might be out of frame, but so the wire I'm using, I'm burning a 1/16 wire, I believe, 1/16 wire, 308L. Sometimes I'll run 316. I guess it depends on what I grab. Yesterday I had to weld some 309. That's a welding carbon to stainless. So I welded with some 309. Another little tip for TIG welding, people TIG welding. I'm going to show you these little pair of cutters, man. So most of the time for me, like I said, I'm not the best. I'm also pretty much self-taught. But these right here are the best cutters for cutting this wire. It's called Nipex. I think Crescent makes a pair too. These ones are about 60 bucks and the Crescents are about 30. They both work the same. They're just as good. Man, get you a pair of these and thank me later.
Let's see, I'll cut some more wire for you.
I got a whole bunch right there too.
Sweet.
So now I'm basically going to sew this guy up. Like I said before, it's a good practice to clamp this to the wastegate before welding. But I'm not, because it's after the wastegate, so it either vent off into the atmosphere or slightly come out of that hole. I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna. Oh, this is the fun part too, is finding comfort. So I'm just gonna start welding over here. And then just walk a little bit into some comfort. And then I'll stop right there. Probably come over here and run this bad boy around if I can. Oh yeah.
WD-40.
She's welding up good. See, coming from the field, you learn to weld in real funky positions because in the real world, you put yourself in some really bad positions. So when I was in welding class, we always, and this is, well, I told you I was self-taught. I'm self-taught, pretty much self-taught TIG and MIG and all that, but I went to school for stick welding, industrial stick welding. But when I was in that class, the teacher always made us take a weld test standing up with at least 1 foot off the ground. And I always asked, why you make us take that weld test like that? And he said, because when you get out into the real world, you're never going to be sitting in that chair all comfortable. So you need to learn to find that comfort. And although I have like a lot of disagreement with that teacher, and it's more personal reasons, he was absolutely right about that. And I will give him that 100%. Hey, can I get you to help me 1 second?
Yep.
Just hold up right on that. Right, just like that. So I had to get another had to get a vise over there for me. Miss Vice. But yeah, that's one thing I give that teacher, man. He definitely did help us with that, because now I can weld in some pretty ugly spots. They won't be the most prettiest weld, but I guarantee my weld's not going to leak, and I guarantee to pass X-ray. Not over conceited. I put faith in it. I quit my last job before I got employed. And I quit and never took a 6G weld test before. And I quit and went and took that test. And the interviewer, he was like, most people don't quit their job before they take this test. I said, why? I said, I'm not really like most people. I said, I feel pretty good about it. He's like, yeah, it's an X-ray test. I've never taken an X-ray test in my life. I was like, oh, God. And it passed. And I worked there for 2 years. And till I went and dedicated my time to Talent Fab. And that's been fun. I'm almost done. Gonna sew this last. I wish you guys could see this, man. It's so cool looking. We'll have to get it set up to where we're running cameras to where you guys can watch me weld. Or get Christina welding and then we can all watch. And I'll just sit there.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah. All right. That one's all welded up. So the only thing left to really weld up is pretty much everything else. So, all right. Good job.
Nice job. Go, Chevin.
Cool. All right. So we have a fully welded out little boom, boom, boom pipe. And now I'm going to do another one right next to it also. So we're going to have 2 boom, 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 boom pipes. Yep. Yep. I think this is going to be so cool when Christina drives this truck to school. And all the kids and stuff.
Oh, my kids will go nuts.
Oh, they're not going to know what to do. So now we got to wait a second because I just welded the flange, and the flange is like the hottest part. So it's not too bad. It's coming along. Just got to let this cool down to where we can handle it. Then we'll mock it up. We'll bolt it down, tighten everything down for the most part, and we'll start working this guy. Right now, I'm all the way up to that point there. Now we got 45 and with a double 45, but I think I'm going to have to add a spacer in this area here once she comes around that pipe. So I'll 45 over, 45, it'll be 45 over straight, 45, and then one more 45, and then one more 45 here. A little bit more. It's probably unnecessary. I could have probably just shot them straight into the air, but I'm different. I don't know. Call me crazy. Oh yeah. So we're gonna run probably like 7 pounds on this thing. This wastegate has 2 springs in there right now. It's set for like 14 pounds or something. I'm gonna pull spring. We're gonna run 7 pounds in these. 7 pounds on gate pressure. That should put us into like the 700 range, 600 range, 700 range, somewhere around there. And plenty of power. Plenty of power. You know? Oh yeah. Yeah, these are nice. These are nice. It's gonna look good. She's a hottie.
Yeah, definitely don't touch her yet.
Well, best thing, just let it cool. Let it cool, cool, cool. On a good cold day like today, it'll cool quicker.
We should take it outside.
Don't ever put it underwater. Don't ever do that. It's wrong. Yeah. Let's we're gonna pause this one and come back